Hello, I am the Nomad Londoner, and in today's video we are going to be reviewing the FBA Freedom Accelerator ran by the Nomad Millionaire. So in this video we will cover some of the following points. So we're going to briefly talk about who is Myles Dunphy, so that's a Nomad Millionaire, and what is the FBA Freedom Accelerator. We're going to talk about what the course includes. We're going to talk about how much it costs. I'll give my honest review on what I truly think of the course. I'll talk about my experience and what I got out of it, and also talk about why I haven't made much money from it. Talk about where I am now, so obviously there's a little bit of insight to why I haven't made much money from it. And I'll talk about finally, should you really invest in the course? Is it worth the money, or is it just another one of these scams that you get many of, and many gurus out there? So we're going to talk about why Amazon FBA. So in my opinion, I think Amazon FBA is a huge opportunity. I do think there is a space out there to expand. There is so many products that you can sell, and there's quite a few products that still aren't on Amazon. So yeah, I think there's a huge opportunity there. There's got many marketplaces around the globe, so there isn't just Amazon in the UK and Europe and America, which is the big one. You've also got places in Germany. You've got Australia, you've got Singapore, so there's always room to expand. These marketplaces are going to grow, and there's always an opportunity to get into the door early when Amazon opens up a new marketplace, and get a good product there and expand. So for example, Singapore is a fairly new marketplace, and you can launch a big product that, for example, in America might be selling, might have thousands and thousands of competitors, but in Singapore there might be only 2 competitors, and you can become one of them new competitors and get a good foothold fairly early whilst it's a young marketplace. You've also got relatively low startup costs. So for other businesses, you might need to have a storefront with a good amount of stock on the storefront and handle a lot of it yourself. Whereas with Amazon, it's a low startup costs. You can get one product, launch it into Amazon. You don't need a storefront. You don't need to pay all these extra costs. You don't need to pay staffing costs because it's all handled by Amazon. And it's not quite as expensive as other companies and other business startups might be. Like I said, it's fairly hands off because you can just buy your product straight from the supplier. You can send it straight to to Amazon fulfillment warehouse and let someone else handle your product for you. So it's pretty hands off for you. And of course, in the future, if you get quite big and you become quite profitable, you can hire a virtual assistant and let them handle the product and handle the finer works and order and stock and stuff themselves, and you can become sort of hands off. So it's quite good if you want to live that sort of nomad lifestyle almost. And again, it's easy to systemize and it's easy to expand. So once you do something once, you can systemize it and write down sort of the process you've gone through to do something, and then you can teach someone else how to do it quite easily, and you can expand from there pretty quickly with virtual assistants and other staff to do things for you quite easily, really. So yeah, that's why Amazon FBA, I think. So this is the reason I went with the Nomad Millionaire, Myles Dunphy, and what made me choose him, and probably why you're looking into his FBA Freedom Accelerator a little bit more, and maybe the same reasons why you were going to go with him. So so there's plenty of YouTube videos that he offers, offering free insights and training on Amazon FBA. So you go into his YouTube channel, and there's hundreds of videos. There's a lot of videos on there talking about training and FBA, and there's so much free information there. Obviously, with the Freedom Accelerator, there is a lot more information on that isn't covered in the YouTube channels, and it's really sort of what you pay for. He seemed like a genuine person, definitely. When you go through his channel, he does seem quite genuine. Whereas you come across some of these gurus, as they call themselves, and they just don't seem that genuine. You can just tell they're just trying to sell you a pipe dream and want you just to pay in their course, which is where they make most of their money, most of these gurus. So due diligence made me believe that he is the real deal. So if you go into his YouTube channel, he talks where he makes his money from. He's quite open and honest about if it's from Amazon, if it's from YouTube, what comes from affiliate marketing, what comes from Amazon YouTube ads. So yeah, I mean, I can't really do too much due diligence on him because I don't really know his company names within the UK. But I would say with every guru and every course that you pay for, always do due diligence and make sure they are the real deal before you go ahead and invest in them, because the last thing you want to do is find that they're not the real deal and have invested thousands of pounds into them to talk about information that is only very basic and that they don't really have any experience of themselves. which I have had experience of, and I'll talk about this in other videos and other gurus. So also small groups makes it easier to be noticed and your questions to be answered. So when I joined the Freedom Accelerator, he was only accepting around about maybe 30 to 50 people in at a time. So small. You had a new group into the Freedom Accelerator of maybe 50 people at the most, and you had a lot of people that had already been in there for 3-4 months and could answer your questions, as well as Myles. He can then focus on new people, I suppose, to having hundreds of people joining all at the same time, all trying to ask their questions, and not being able to see all the questions. You've only got about 50 new people that are coming at one time, so there's less people to ask questions, because a lot of people that have been there for 4 or 5 months might have some issues, but they're not going to ask as many questions as new people. Whereas all the new people that answer questions, a lot of the older people that have been in the group for quite a while can answer these questions because they've been there, they've seen it all. And Myles can also focus on them because they're the ones that are answering the questions, and there's a lot less questions being asked in the group. I suppose if 100 people were in it at the same time, if that makes sense. And also, he seems to be where I want to be in life. So a lot of people might see someone that they really like and think, oh, they're doing really well, I want to do what they're doing. And you sort of almost study them and study what they do. And this is the same with Myles. He's living that nomad lifestyle that I'd really like to live, and will not be tied down to one location. He can just sort of go anywhere in the world, and that's sort of the same place I want to be. So that's another reason that sort of attracted me to Myles and to Amazon FBA. And also, he talks about more than just Amazon FBA. He talks about basic financial ideas, business ideas, and also fixing your mindset and getting your mindset right. So he talks about where to set up businesses and how to set them up, and where you might be able to set up a business and pay less tax, because tax is a huge expense to your business. It's probably one of the biggest outgoings in your life. So if you can pay less tax, you're going to want to do it. And he also talks about fixing your mindset, so really make sure your mindset is right for Amazon FBA and business in general, and how to sort of work in a way that's really efficient. But yeah, we'll go into the course content over here. So now onto the course content. So when you do join the Amazon FBA Freedom Accelerator, you'll get access to this courses page. So these are all the courses here. I think there's 8 or 9 modules in total, maybe more. Oh, there's 11 modules in total, and they will talk about things all the way from welcome to the course and getting into the right mindset, which is right at the beginning, to all the hacks and stuff to get into Amazon FBA, how to set up your business correctly, finding products, finding and negotiate with suppliers, and just so on and so forth. I don't want to talk about all of it, because you'll find it all out here. I'm sure Nomad Millionaire probably has a video somewhere on his channel about it. But yeah, and you've got all these bonus little videos, things that he's always adding, things about coronavirus and influencer marketing, and he's always adding these videos in towards the end. It's constantly being updated, and it's really, there's a lot of information on here, a lot of information. And then you also get access to the FBA Freedom Accelerator group on Facebook. This is private and only for those members. There's 501 members. I think there's been about an increase of about 50 in the last couple of months. So it's going up quite slowly, and like I said, that's really good, because when you ask questions on here, you're going to be noticed pretty easily, as opposed to your questions almost being fizzled out because so many people are asking questions, so you won't really be missed. And the things that people are always asking questions on here, people are posting their success stories, and this is really good, this guy, last 30 days he's had £5,000 worth of sales, which is really great. There's new videos being shared on the group. You have Evelyn, who joined about the same time as me, and she's doing really well. And yeah, you've got people constantly just sharing stuff on there, and Myles is always sharing stuff, information from Amazon, stuff that comes up on Amazon's page and news page, and stuff that you really need to take notice of, and he'll share it on there. He's also posting it. He does his live videos, answering your questions live, and he does them normally twice a week at 2 separate times as well. So if you're in different places around the world, he will be doing Q&A sessions that are suitable for everyone. So he does one quite late, normally sort of Eastern Standard Time, I think, which is like the US East Coast. He does it about, I think it's 7 p.m. or 11 p.m. or something really late, so anyone who lives around America and stuff can get in. And he also does one at 11 a.m. I think, Eastern Standard Time, which is quite good for people that live in the UK and around the world, and so it's really quite good for people all over the world. But that's sort of a bit about the course content. I won't go into it in too much detail because I'm sure there are videos that the Nomad Millionaire does do on them. So next we're going to talk about why I haven't made any major cash through Amazon FBA and sort of what went wrong for me. I mean, I've made a little bit of profit. I've definitely covered my my outgoings, but there is, I haven't made major money like other people have. So first of all, I went with a low-cost product that had little profit margins. So to launch my product, 300 units, it costs me around about $800. They sell for about $14.99 US dollars a unit, and I would say it cost me about $7 by the time I've shipped the product to Amazon, Amazon handling fees and ads, advertising costs. It's about $7, so I make around about $7 to $8 profit per a unit, which isn't a lot, and it doesn't sell as quick as other products. I'm selling it only probably about at the most 10 units a day, which isn't too much, not so much as some people. So that's sort of where I went wrong. I didn't do enough product research on this product, and it wasn't a really big market. There wasn't a huge demand for my product. I decided on a product before joining the Freedom Accelerator, and I invested all my money into this one product. At the moment, I didn't have a lot of money. At the time, I didn't have a lot of money to start with, so I just decided to go $800. That's all I had sitting around spare, so I decided to go for it. And yeah, just didn't do enough product research, and I wish I joined the Freedom Accelerator before I went with it, really. I decided with my heart and not my head, so it's a product that I was actually looking for myself, and I couldn't find it through Amazon. I managed to find it through like Etsy or something like that. And I thought, you know what, it's a product that I really needed, so I'm going to go and sell this on Amazon because there isn't many of these products on Amazon. I didn't really use my head and look at the figures too much and didn't do enough research. So just in summary, I would say Myles is really, as he comes across on his page, he's a really genuine person. There's no fakeness there like you get with some gurus who are just really trying to get the money out of you, really, for you to go on their courses. He is really genuine. And he is really has your best interests at heart. Well, with all his students, he has everyone's best interest at heart. He answers all his questions on his page and is extremely helpful on his page. So if you ask a question on that FBA Facebook page, it's going to get answered by Myles at some point, or it'll get answered by other people sooner who have gone through exactly what you're going through and have asked that question maybe a year ago on that page and had it answered, and will give you the best information they can. I'd say don't begin the process till you have a minimum of $5,000 US, and that's not a lot of things. That's not something a lot of people want to hear. But I'd say go and work hard and get that cash built up. The course is around about $2,000, and Myles won't let you join that course until you have a minimum of $5,000 US to actually invest, because that's where the money is to be made. If you have $5,000 US, you can launch maybe 2 products or 1 large product and really go all in, and you have a better chance of succeeding. Now, it's definitely worth the money. There is a lot of money to be made on Amazon. No matter what people tell you, there is still a lot of money to be made on Amazon. There's still so much opportunity, and you just need that money to really start and get up there. I had $800, and at the time I joined the FBA Freedom Accelerator, there wasn't this minimum requirement of cash to have, and I wish I had more money, and I wish I worked harder to have a cash built up before I went ahead and invested in Amazon FBA. But yeah, in summary, I really do think you should invest and go and join the Amazon FBA for sure, because it will just really excel your Amazon journey. So if you are going to join the FBA Freedom Accelerator, if you join through the link in the description below and mention my YouTube handle, which is Nomad Millionaire, you're going to get a $100 discount. Plus, for the first 10 people to do this, I'll give them a free Audible, so 12 months free Audible, which will be sent through me. So after 30 days of joining the Amazon FBA, just send me through your receipts and your proof of purchase of the Amazon FBA Freedom Accelerator to the email and the link in the description, and I'll send you across a discount code for Audible. I'll also include in the description some books, 5 books that I really do think you should go ahead and read. Because these will really excel your journey, not only in Amazon FBA, but in business in general and in life. It will really get your mindset in the right place to make you excel in life. So really go ahead and read them books if you can, or listen to them through Audible. I really do recommend it. Just a couple of disclaimers to go through. So I joined the group when it was 4 or so months old at the cost of $897. So it was slightly cheaper when I joined, but at the time it was really worth the money for me. I didn't have a lot of cash to invest into it, and I went in and spent the money, and it was definitely worth the information. And I'm now going to start excelling and investing in a few more products on Amazon, which I'll be launching in the next couple of months. And I'll probably share it on this group and share my progress of how I do. One of the things that I need to mention is the reason why I think the cost has gone up. So at the time I joined, it was about 9 months ago now, and it was $897. It's now around about $2,000 for the Freedom Accelerator course. And the honest reason why I think it's gone up is, one, because the amount of time Myles is now putting into this. On one of his previous YouTube videos, which I may include above, he mentioned how much money he makes from Amazon, and the amount of time he actually puts in to make that money. So he calculates the cost of hours work, or well, how much he's making for every hour worked, which for Amazon it's around about $1,500, which is insane. Whereas for the FBA Freedom Accelerator, I think it's about $150 per hour worked, which isn't as much. So he needs to make it sort of worth his time, really, because he could spend a lot more time in Amazon and make a lot more money as opposed to spending a lot of time on a course. Not only to mention that the course has been, so much value has been added to it all the time, and just things like with the coronavirus action plan and what do during coronavirus, it's so helpful for someone who hasn't been through this. Well, no one's been through this before, but really you're going through it together, and the information that Myles can provide is so helpful. So that's why I really do think the course has gone up so much, but I still definitely would recommend it to anyone. Another disclaimer, I do get a referral fee, but this really isn't my reason for recommending a course. I would not, hand on heart, I would not recommend a course if I didn't believe in it, because I don't want to screw other people over just to make money out of them. I'm not that sort of person, unlike other people out there, which I will share in this YouTube channel for sure. So yeah, really, I do recommend this course. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Just a few things. If you really like the content in this video, make sure you like and subscribe below. I am going to share some more information about my Amazon FBA journey on this channel, as well as doing some more reviews on Tony Robbins, who I'll be going to in October. That was meant to be in May, but obviously got cancelled because of COVID. And I'll also do a review on a property guru who comes across like he really knows what he's talking about, when in fact, when you do due diligence on this guy, he really is a complete and utter liar. But there we go. Like and subscribe, and definitely go ahead and join the FBA Freedom Accelerator. I do recommend it to anyone. Make sure you work hard, get $5,000 before doing so you can go at it hard and not really have to, bottom out. Okay, all the best, guys, and I'll catch you soon.